I had an interesting talk last night with my friend Ken Harrison. Ken is a GM and plays in our Monday night group, plays Shadowdark with us. And we were talking about how Ken began in 1977 playing D&D. I began in 1978, talking about how the game changed and how although there was one rule set and then another rule set, another rule set, it was always a different game based on the table you were playing at, right? Everybody homebrewed or interpreted rules a little differently. And we're finding, talking about how that's the same with Shadowdark and how in Shadowdark there are actually several tiers of the game. There is a player who might just get the free kickstart rules with all of the great tools that comes with from the arcane library. And that's all they ever know. That's all they ever play. And then the next tier might be the person who buys the thick black core rule book, which is great. It has monsters and spells, everything you need to play, as well as lots of random tables for generating lots of different locales. That's another tier of play in Shadowdark. But then there's the third level and the people that go ahead and buy the cursed scrolls. And the cursed scrolls are really mini settings with hex crawls and non-player characters and all kinds of other ideas that take it to another level. And you could play for years with cursed scrolls. And then there's people that are homebrewing their setting along the way. That's a different tier, and maybe they're playing in that homebrew. Or maybe at the next level, there's people who are buying third-party content like Chubby Funster's Terra Invictus or The Last Candle or Righteous Vow or the Devoured Labyrinth. And there's too many. I'm sorry, I'm not mentioning everybody, but there's tons of settings to play. You could also homebrew Gods of the Forbidden North or some other setting, even an old D&D setting. That's another way to play Shadowdark. And then lastly, there are people who are playing Shadowdark and just the rule system and the mechanics and taking it into a different genre altogether, like Weird West. Or again, Chubby Funster has created Shadow City, and Shadow City is a vampire game, vampire setting set in a modern urban setting like a New York of the future, that kind of thing. So there's lots of ways to play Shadow Dark, and we should be talking about all of them and realizing and that it's okay to however you interpret the game and choose to play Shadow Dark. The important thing is you're using this fantastic game like I am, and you're looking for new ways to enjoy it with your friends.